Hey everyone, welcome to the Pace Studio in New York City. We're here with Jim Kweskin. Welcome.
Hello.
It's really great to have you here, especially because we have some of your old show posters from the 60s in our office and some of your recordings from the 70s in our digital archives, the Pace Cloud.
That's nice.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, welcome. What's the first song you're going to play today?
Well, this is a song that I learned many years ago. It's a wonderful song called 8 More Miles to Louisville. I've traveled around this country wide, seeking fortune fair. Up and down the two coastline, and I've been most everywhere. From Portland east to Portland west, and back along the line. I'm going back to the place that's best, that old hometown of mine. 8 more miles to Louisville, we're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, that's the hometown of my heart. There's bound to be a girl somewhere you love best of all. Well, mine lives down in Louisville. She's long and she is tall. She's the kind you can't find rambling through the land. I'm on my way this very day to win her heart and hand. 8 more miles to Louisville, we're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, that's the hometown of my heart. Well, I can picture in my mind a place we'll call our home. It's a humble little shack for two, and we never more will roam. The place that's right is in my sight, and it's in them bluegrass hills, where gently flows the Ohio by a place called Louisville. Now 8 more miles to Louisville, we're coming to my view. 8 more miles on this old road, and I'll never more be blue. I knew someday that I'd come back, I knew it from the start. 8 more miles to Louisville, that's the hometown of my heart.
Sounds great.
Thank you.
So we'll start off by saying that you will be headlining the 9th annual Brooklyn Folk Festival next weekend, held at St. Anne's Church here in New York. And we are actually giving away a pair of tickets for the Friday night of that festival. So if you're tuning in right now, all you have to do is leave a comment to be entered to win. So,
I think Friday night's the night I'm on, right? Yes.
excellent.
The 28th, yeah. It's a 3-day festival, Brooklyn Folk Festival. And I've been trying to play there for several years, and finally my schedule lined up with the festival schedule. I'm really looking forward to it.
Excellent. Well, it seems like there's a really nice mix of kind of old and new Americana musicians and artists playing at this festival, from Jaron Blind Boy Paxton to Willie Watson, who I have seen before and just delivers a great set. Who and what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, unfortunately I'm only there for the one day because I have to leave town on Saturday morning. I'm headed for some other gigs, so I wish I could stay there for the whole festival because there's some really. Blind Boy's great. I love him. He's a wonderful musician, and I've seen most of the people that are there I've not seen before, but a few of them I have. So Meredith Axelrod's going to be there. She's great. So I've actually played music with her a number of times. So I'm sure anybody who goes to that festival is going to enjoy it.
Excellent. What's the next song you're going to play for us today?
This is a song I did back in the 60s with the Jim Kweskin Jug Band. bottle, blues in the bottle, stoppers in my hand, pretty mama. Blues in the bottle, stoppers in my hand. I'm looking for a woman who's looking for a man. Oh, dig your taters, go dig your taters. It's tater digging time, pretty mama. Dig your taters, it's tater digging time. Old man Jack Frost done gone and killed your vine. Rooster chews tobacco, rooster chews tobacco, and the hen uses snuff, pretty mama. Rooster chews tobacco, and the hen uses snuff. The little chickens don't use nothing, they just strut their stuff. My pony run, pretty mama. I'm going to Chattanooga to see my pony run. And if I win some money, I'll give my baby some. I asked my baby, could she stand to see me cry, pretty mama? I asked my baby, could she stand to see me cry? She said, oh, Big Daddy, I can stand to see you die. Blues in the bottle, blues in the bottle, stoppers in my hand, pretty mama. Blues in the bottle, stoppers in my hand. I'm looking for a woman who's looking for a man. Thank you.
It's great that you played that song in particular, because the Jug Band was really one of the first Americana bands
That's true.
ever. What did that mean to you when you and the band were starting out, and what do you think of the current state of folk and Americana music?
Well, I think Americana music is strong right now, and I love this. A lot of young folks are picking up the old songs and the traditional songs, jug band songs or old-timey songs, or writing their own songs that are similar or based on or influenced by early Americana music. It's all, to me, it's all wonderful, and I love it. And I mean, if you go to any folk festival, any good folk festival, like the Brooklyn Folk Festival,
Indeed.
You'll find there's young folks playing the kind of music that we were playing when we were young, only with their own take on it, or their own, they've developed their own style, but playing, or influenced, like I say, influenced by old-time music, and I think that's great. And it's strong right now. There's a lot of all over. You know, there are, people may not realize this, but in the United States right now, there are literally hundreds of jug bands, professional performing jug bands. There's even a jug band festival in Louisville, Kentucky. Every annual jug band Jubilee, it's called, in Kentucky.
That's magnificent.
There's a jug band festival every year in Japan. I kid you not. And
I was
we've
just
played there a
there.
number of times. So
What? Crazy. Well, again, you are going to be headlining the Brooklyn Folk Festival a week from this Friday. And to anyone currently tuning into the session, all you have to do is comment right now to be entered to win some of those tickets.
week from Friday is, I believe, the 28th of April,
28th of April.
2017.
What's the next song you've got for us?
Well, this is a little bit different. I'm going to do something that's quite different, just because my repertoire is not just jug bandy and ragtimey kind of songs. This is a song that was based on it's a true story about Lord Franklin, who was Sir John Franklin, who was in the 1800s. He was a British seaman, and he had been in the Navy for many years. And then later on, he was an explorer, and he took a ship up trying to find a passage around the North Pole, through the North Pole area, to get from the Atlantic to the Pacific. And, of course, they didn't know it at that time, but there wasn't one. And his ship got frozen in, and they all died. Starved to death. And interesting as his wife, you know, when sailors went off to sea in those days, they might not come back for 2 or 3 years. And so he didn't come back, and he didn't come back, and he didn't come back. And then finally she offered a 10,000 pound reward for somebody who could find them or track them down, and of course, they never did. They died. It was homeward bound one night on the deep. Swinging in my hammock, I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream, and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away to the frozen ocean in the month of May, to seek that passage around the pole where we poor seamen do sometimes go. Through cruel hardships they vainly strove. Their ship on mountains of ice was drove, where the Eskimo in his skin canoe was the only one who ever come through. In Baffin Bay, where the whalefish blow, the fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no tongue can tell. Lord Franklin along with his sailors do dwell. And now my burden, it gives me pain. For my long-lost Franklin I'd cross the main. 10,000 pounds I would freely give to say on earth that my Franklin do live. Thank you.
We've gotten a few comments from folks online trying to win tickets to the Brooklyn Folk Festival. But so far, I think my favorite has to be in response to that song, which was from Carrie saying, "Death and starvation, thanks for uplifting us on a Wednesday."
That's good.
Indeed. Did you say that you wanted to play one more song for us?
Well,
No pressure.
no, that's fine. It's interesting. Finding songs. I don't write my own songs. I'm an interpreter of songs. So most of the songs I do come from the ragtime, jug band, swing time, early jazz era. And that kind of spilled into popular music from that era as well. So this is another slower song, but here we are, out of cigarettes, holding hands and yawning. Look how late it gets. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light. Too much in love to say goodnight. Here we are, in our cozy chair, picking on a wishbone from the Frigidaire. Two sleepy people with nothing to say. Too much in love to break away. Do you remember the nights we used to linger in the hall? Your father didn't like me at all. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? To rent this little nest and get a bit of rest. Well, here we are, in our cozy chair, picking on a wishbone from the Frigidaire. Two sleepy people with nothing to say. Too much in love to break away. Remember the nights we used to linger in the hall? Well, your father didn't like me at all. Do you remember the reason why we married in the fall? To rent this little nest and get a bit of rest. Well, here we are, just about the same. Foggy little fellow, drowsy little dame. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light. Too much in love to say goodnight. Two sleepy people by dawn's early light. Much too much in love to say goodnight, goodnight.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Well, thank you.
So where can folks catch you live after the Brooklyn Folk Festival?
Oh boy, I'm all over the place. I've got a gig in Rochester, New York with Jeff Muldor coming up on the 30th of April. I'm playing at the club. I'm playing at the in Boston, or actually Newton, for the for the Boston Folk Song Society. You can look that up online. Playing, I can't remember, the place called the Royal Monarch in Massachusetts. I'm all over the place.
Great. Well, all that information for y'all tuning in is at jimkweskin.com.
That's my website, yes, and that's where they find out exactly where I'm playing, because I got a whole bunch of gigs coming up, but I don't remember all the places until I get there.
That was sufficient. Well, thank you so much for coming in here today and chatting with us about your music, new and old, and the upcoming Brooklyn Folk Festival.
Well, thank you for having me.
Welcome back. Come back anytime.
Thank you.